Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Legacy of Supers. So now, here we are. Last day of the heroes to stand ground. Because starting tomorrow, the villains are going to be taking their course. And I suppose that there's going to be a lot that I will have to say about them anyways, so that's probably justifiable here. Because today, I'm going to be talking about this one hero out there. One of the most powerful ever to be conceived. One of the greatest to ever bear American cinema. And plenty of others here and there. Captain Marvel. And no, I'm not talking about Shazam when it comes to Captain Marvel. I'm talking about Captain Marvel. The Captain Marvel here. Played by Brie Larson for the most part, but also played by other actors out there in shows and films. But I'm mainly going to be talking about the MCU aspect because, yet again, this is an occasion where I can talk about how the MCU pretty much brings so many familiar characters together, as well as some others here and there. They occasionally do that, especially with all the new entries we've been getting in the MCU, but Captain Marvel is one of those that we haven't seen for a while. Even though one of the first ever occasions that I've ever looked at Captain Marvel was in the Superhero Squad show, I will say that for some of the other series that the Captain Marvel has appeared in, it's safe to say that there really has been a lot to try and get more attention to the character, but when the MCU brought out its own edition of the character to their own cinematic universe, I will say for sure that the MCU probably is the right place to do it. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely judgmental on the situation, but still, Brie Larson was probably one of the best choices they could have ever come up with. No kidding. Not to mention, the film itself was epic. I mean, so epic right there. 9.0 out of 10. My personal rating for that. Thank you very much. Well, anyways. Aside from all of these inclusions that the Marvel Universe has been trying to bring around Captain Marvel, I will say for sure that the many abilities surrounding Captain Marvel, as well as the story of how, well, Carol Danvers pretty much came into play. It's safe to say that, well, Carol Danvers started out joining the Air Force and having a call sign called Avenger, which actually led to the birth of the Avengers. Yeah. If you haven't seen the movie, then, well, I suggest you go ahead and watch it before continuing to watch this episode of HGN, because, after all, it certainly has been a while since Captain Marvel was released in theaters, but I will say for sure that there certainly is going to be a lot that we'll probably expect for Captain Marvel soon enough. We may not be seeing Captain Marvel for a little while, but who knows what could happen. Anyways, though, Captain Marvel's incredible abilities, like superpowered flight, extreme speed, the ability to breathe in space, not to mention the ability to transform into a powerful being that's comparable to a white hole called binary. That is just an enormous scale of power right there. How else could an entire Kree starship be blown to smithereens in seconds? Especially when the film portrays it right away. As soon as binary comes up, boom, the Kree starship explodes. And of course, the Kree themselves end up fleeing. That just goes to show there really is a lot that might be unveiled soon enough. And the characters certainly will be around for years to come. But who knows if the MCU is ever going to feature Captain Marvel again. Especially with some of the new articles that we've been seeing about what could happen potentially for some characters in the MCU, specifically. Well, who knows? And we might not have anything else happen during this time. But anyways, that's it for the heroes. And that's it for Captain Marvel specifically. But that's pretty much it for all the heroes that I have to talk about here. Because now, it's time to go. And more importantly, it's time to release the villains. It's their turn starting tomorrow, expect me to talk about them a lot. But until then, I'm Jay Nowak, and this has been HGN. If you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.